You know, it's just something about creepy clowns. More recently, we've gotten clowns like Art from Terrifier and Friendo from Clown in a Cornfield, but if you're a 90s kid like me, it was this motherfucker who kept us up at night. Pennywise, the dancing clown from an adaptation of Stephen King's novel, It. This character has been so popular over the years that a remake of the TV series was done back in 2017, replacing Tim Curry with Bill Skarsgård as the titular character, and psychologically scarring an entire new generation of kids. Now, I'm a big fan of It Chapter 1, didn't really like Chapter 2, but my feelings are irrelevant because both films were so successful that it spawned a TV show from HBO Max, titled Welcome to Derry. And well, we got our first trailer earlier this morning because no morning is complete without a clown, I guess, and we gotta go over everything you need to know before it releases this fall. Welcome to Derry. Let's talk about it. Alright, so Welcome to Derry takes place in 1962, 27 years before the events of It Chapter 1, which takes place in 1988 and continues into the summer of 1989. Considering Pennywise pops up every 27 years, the timeline checks out. Now, the films themselves don't really touch on the origins of Pennywise. You know, who it is, where it came from, why the hell it feeds on fear, not greasy cheeseburgers like the rest of us red-blooded Americans, but the show has promised to get into all those details. The books themselves are pretty vague about Pennywise and its origins, so I think a lot of what they're going to be going over in the show was actually written for the show. I did notice the Bert the Turtle sign in front of Derry High School in the trailer, and for those that don't know, turtles are used frequently in the films in what looks like the show, and there's a reason for that. Muran is the name of the godlike counter of Pennywise in the books, and he takes on the form of a giant turtle that serves as a guardian for the beams that hold up the Dark Tower. Muran has never gone toe-to-toe with Pennywise in a physical battle, but he was Ben Denborough's mentor in the books, and he did help Bill defeat Pennywise indirectly. Now, I said that to say this, with this show focusing a bit more on Pennywise's backstory, all the lore and its origins, we might just get a glimpse of Muran himself, something that's never been done in any of the films or TV series, and I'm here for it.
Well, gentlemen, you have my curiosity. But now you have my attention.
Even with this trailer, we're still a bit in the dark as to what the plot is going to be, and I refuse to believe that it's just going to be about Pennywise roaming around and gobbling up kids again. Andy Muschietti, who directed the two most recent films and is helping produce the show, stated in an interview with Entertainment Weekly that, specifically, we are telling the stories of the interludes, writings by Mike Hanlon based on his investigation that includes the interviews he conducts with the older people in the town. In Welcome to Derry, we touch on the usual themes that were talked about in the movie: friendship, loss, the power of unified belief. But this story focuses also on the use of fear as a weapon, which is one of the things that is also relevant to our times. That last part kind of creates a bit of fear in me because I hope they don't inject modern day sensibilities and politics into the show. Sure, fear is most certainly a method of control in today's society, perpetuated by both legacy and social media. But when things get political in modern-day Hollywood, they exclusively swing in one direction.
It's Hollywood, baby.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
It does look like we're going to be getting some racial tension, too, based on this scene here. Which kind of makes sense. It's the 1960s. I just hope Welcome to Derry doesn't beat us over the damn head with it like every other major Hollywood property has seemingly done over the last 10 years.
I'm so sick of these people. You know, oh!
Something else that stuck out to me from the trailer is the involvement of the adults, the parents specifically.
This business with the missing kids. Do I need to be concerned?
See, in every iteration of It, the kids have been the focal point of the story, only using the parents as a device for control and character building. Think Eddie back in It Chapter 1. We only see his mother involved in scenes when she's expressing control over him, tempering him into a hypochondriac that relies on heavy medication just to get through a normal day.
You know what these are? They're gazebos! They're bullshit!
Based off what we're shown in the Welcome to Derry trailer, it seems the parents might actually be more involved in actively trying to figure out why kids are disappearing around town, alongside our main characters. Speaking of main characters, we still don't know shit about them, and my research on the production has given me fuck all to go with. But it appears this new Losers Club is going to consist of just as many kids, maybe even more than the original club. I just truly hope the series leans heavily into Pennywise's origins and how all that plays into the overall history of Derry, because it's going to be really disappointing if they do the same, oh no, the kids are disappearing and we have to stop it storyline from both the TV series and theatrical releases. On the subject of theatrical releases, it looks like he's back, and by he, I mean Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. Now, I was a bit concerned over if Skarsgård was going to be in the show altogether. After all, he is an award-winning actor who's been involved in some major Hollywood releases recently, like John Wick 4, Nosferatu, and, The Crow. So getting him to don the costume and makeup for Pennywise in an HBO series didn't seem too likely. Well, here he is in all of his glory, so that answered that question. Now, we don't know how much involvement Skarsgård will have as Pennywise. There's only this one small scene in the trailer, but just knowing that when Pennywise is on screen, it'll be him, has me a little more confident in the series as a whole. We've known for a while that he's an executive producer for the show, but when you've got a larger-than-life character like Pennywise, it's got to be done right, and Skarsgård does it right. Well, that's all I've got. Truth be told, we've been waiting months for some kind of trailer for Welcome to Derry, and even though we finally got one, we still know next to fuck all about the show. That could be a good or a bad thing, so I guess we'll just have to keep our ears to the ground as we get closer to the release of the show this upcoming fall. Are you excited for it? I know I am, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Anyway, I appreciate you all for checking out my video. I'll talk to y'all later.